Oh dear. I'll get the hang of this one day. So yeah, I'm just going to sit here and wait for anyone who's turning up to turn up. Gonna have a bit of background noise. I have to have the door open for reception and connection. So I'm going to read comments down here on my iPad. For those watching this later and end up hearing this, no one's heard me yet. There's no one on here. Oh, here we go. Stephen, how are you, mate? Hope all's well. This will be the parcel we'll be cleaning up. It's probably not the best shot. G'day, babes. Frank. Crypt, how are you, mate? Lots is up at the moment. I've got so much to get through. Oh, I should have brought that out. I'll have to go get something in a bit. Got a bit of information about what I've been calling the natural black quartz matrix that I put up. It's still a matrix, but it's quite different to what I thought. So that'll be, yeah, yep, no, that's this parcel. It was a bit of a low light. I don't have a light on my camera, so we're working off the light on my bench. It's quite nice out in the sun. I'll probably get a shot of that in a bit. Yeah, I hope all goes well too. So this parcel is actually not mine, and I'm not buying it because it's probably a bit out of my price range. Don't drop it, Phil. And I'm cleaning it up for the miner just to reveal a bit more of what can be seen for a potential buyer to go, oh, yes, righto. And yeah, they'll be up for sale. I think offers north of 10,000 if anyone's interested and wants to email me their offers. I can pass that on to the miner. It's about 1.5 ounces in here as it stands. So we'll take it out and weigh it dry in a bit before we get stuck into it, just to confirm what's there. But this is some really, really juicy, nice material. Some gorgeous bars running through it. I've seen on someone else's channel, their favourite stone of Andamuka. It's got a bit of a green and then the colour on colour with the reds and that underneath. And that, I'm not sure if this is as bright as that material, but it's basically got the same potential with the way the bars run. Nice big red bars running through the middle. And when I'll take it out and I'll show you. And hopefully this camera on a live stream camera, I've got 3 cameras on this phone, but for some reason, it just picks the worst one. So, and bear with me, I'm just getting my voice back still. So, yeah, I know, yep. Feeling pretty lucky, I tell you. But also, I would love to cut this. And that, if there's anything in there, I've been given permission, as long as it's not interfering with too much of anything else, to give it a good possible cut. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so most of it's just taken most of the dirt off the top without disturbing any of the opal, that the cutter's gonna go, why did you do that? I'll be like, no, just taking some of the top off so you can see how clean it is, all that. We'll put it on the light on the table, we've got set up so we can see through it. If I can figure out how to dim this camera and not blind you. Yeah. Yeah, some absolutely gorgeous stuff. I can imagine when they found this, yeah, it would have been quite loud underground. Woohoo! But yeah, so I'm gonna set up over here actually. I might pull out the jar now. I'm starting to have a look. Get this plan happening. So I'm gonna switch the camera around. How do we do this? Try not to make too much noise and disturb you guys. Press that button. Can we zoom in? Oh, look at that. container here. There we go. Totally not doing it justice. Yeah, there's a bit better of a hint for you. Actually, let's go for a quick walk. We'll see what the sunlight shows us. Don't get dizzy. So that's out in sunlight on whatever setting this camera was automatically set to. It's absolutely gorgeous material. Check the bars out in it. So bright out, you can hardly see the camera. But yeah, I can see the colour on the camera screen, no worries. It's just absolutely gorgeous material. So we're just going to take like just these bits off. I'm not even going to touch any of this. Just tidy this up a bit to show its potential for cutting. But unreal. Oh, that's got to be 500 a carat all day. You know, 10 carat stone, it's 5,000 bucks there. And that's got to be, well, let's not muck around. Come on here. So just this piece with maybe a touch of dampness. That's 33 carats right there. If you can cut a 10 carat stone out of that, that's 5 grand. I'm sure I could get a 20. So that's probably a 10 grand stone right there. Once cut. And yeah, the whole ounce and a half, just, yeah, if anyone's interested again, just north of 10,000. Email me if you're anyone's interested. Seriously interested, and I'll forward those interests on. I'm not cleaning this up for a profit either. This is costing them nothing. This is a favour to show, geez, I mean, I get to do the video. How am I not getting paid in some way? But yeah, so that's not going to ramp the price up or anything. This is just they want to get a really good price for this material. It's not coming out every day. G'day, Scott. Oh yeah, better pay attention to the chat. I've been walking around away from my iPad. Yeah, g'day Boxies, Don, Frank, Stephen, yep. It's an actual pleasure to hold this material. It really is. To have even seen it and been offered to do what we're about to do is just unreal. So yeah, really feeling lucky. See, why don't we, while we're at it, just take the whole thing out and have a look in the sun before I touch it, and you know, you never get to see it like it is again because I broke it up and ruined it or something. No. Oh, that colour's crazy. Little fireball. It's going to cut some amazing stones. I do envy whoever actually gets to cut this stuff. That's just gorgeous. Come on, focus. So yeah, that's what we're going to be at least getting to play with. No, I'm not nervous at all. I missed you. Yeah, Joe, that's hilarious. Oh, oh gosh. Yeah, done. Yeah, I'm double-sided, like, yeah. I've even got my little light set up. I'll just turn the main light here off. Let's see if I can do this without blinding everyone. Right there, I don't think there's any sand on the inside. It's like clean material, very clean. Which is kind of, when you get to the high end side of the opals, it's really, really what you really do want. See, like that, that's on the surface. As I turn it, it moves, so it's in the foreground. So it's got a bit of sand in there, as we can all see over this side. G'day, Yoram, Anthony. How are you guys? Oops, blinded by the light. So yeah, we're just gonna clean it up a touch. Some of this should come off anyway. Yep, there you go. Like, that's just sitting on top. Whatever happens, happens. And I've got a bit of tolerance here. They are understanding that, yeah, some of this can do some of the things like it just did then, and the rest of that will have to ground off, but that has to come off anyway. Let's get to the gorgeous stuff underneath. Yeah, I caught Roy's this morning too, BB. I'm going to call you BB for short. Yeah, no, that was pretty cool having a chat to everyone. He's got a great community over there, Roy's Rocks. I usually watch, if I don't catch a live or anything, I usually watch his videos either way. I'm not always in the chat, but I always float around between other people's videos I was addicted to before I even started doing what I'm doing. Well, video-wise. So, yeah. Yes, I'm on the other side of it, thank God, with the sore throat. Each day I can notice I'm getting a bit better without sounding like a teenage kid. All squeaky. Oh, I better put your power in too before battery ever goes flat. We don't want to lose you. Hope the reception's okay out here. Yeah, thanks, Anthony. So am I. Just watch your ears. There we go. That sounds a bit better. So, anyway, might as well come over here and start attacking a piece, and in amongst it, I'm going to go grab that other stuff to show you guys. So I'll put this over here. Don't get dizzy. There we go. Got my drink. I need some light. There we go. G'day, Jade. How are you? Welcome to the channel. Doing a bit of a clean up. Let's move this light over here a bit. There we go. So again, we're probably not going to get the 100% view. I'll take it out in the sun every now and then again. And you see the potential of this stuff, but we'll just start by tidying a bit of it up. And what I'm going to use this mushroom shape. I think it's about 600-ish. Might as well give them a plug from Gem Cuts. That's where I used to get all my burrs. Haven't had to buy any for a while, so I'm good for a bit. But yeah, they're good little burrs. I usually get different shapes, so you don't end up getting caught out having to remove too much with this. I got pointier ones and all that, little burrs, but this is all I'll need for just skimming the surface of some of this stuff. And seeing what's inside. Shrink that back again. Done. That's hilarious. Yeah, no, I did my nails for you guys. Hope you're impressed. I was afraid that might come up. Oh dear. So yeah, I'll probably deafen you a little bit with this noise. Might want to turn it down a bit. I'll try not to talk while I got the machine on, that way everyone can hear me. Because I don't have a lapel mic yet. I need to get one that's proper for this phone. Everything else I get just poses problems like feedback and stuff. Bit annoying. So anyway, just gonna put a bit more water in here. Alright, watch your ears. Oops, I need power fill. Let's try that. And we're off and racing. That's a bit fast. So, start with something like this. This can be a double-sided sort of material. This one's a bit more jelly on the bottom. Well, crystal, but it's got a jelly top here that we probably need to come off, which we won't do. We're just going to take some of this stuff off and reveal the colour, and then we'll go outside and have a look so we can see. And there's me talking over the Dremel, like I said I wouldn't. Oops, watch the camera. Oh dear. Watch your eyes. I'm trying to keep this out of the water. Yeah, again, got the bits from Gem Cuts. They got a massive range. They're really good. Be nice to get contact with them and hear that they would love to have my business again. So I'd love to shop with them again, but you know, doghouse is a doghouse. So I might be trying out another one, Aussie Sapphire, up in New South Wales. See how that goes. Onions. Oh, awesome, Nancy. They always worry when they're young. So we're getting through this potchy sort of bit a bit, still there, so I'm not hurting the opal any. Through a bit. So yeah, if anyone ever wants me to stop this and make an offer over 10 before I beat it up anymore, say something in the comments and I'll wait for an email. So yeah, where are you all from? I kept the chat mode subscribers only, so you can talk amongst yourselves pretty much. This is your chat. I'm just the guy holding the opal. This is about opal and you on this channel. Dremel, it's probably because of its reputation at the time. I didn't always have a Dremel. I also started with like a little Ozito, Ozito, famously sold at Bunnings in Australia. Yeah, I can't afford it either. So I don't really need to do too much more to that. Just a spot here. What would I take a quick walk, have a look at this piece? Yeah, Justin might be interested. If he's interested, definitely send an email. Zoom in a bit. There's a little touch of potch there I still got in the centre. I didn't want to go carving too deep. Good if I could see the camera. So there we go. It's got a bit of broad flashing amongst it. Bit of pin fire underneath. Try not to get you dizzy. So let's set the camera this side. Still got a bit of a skin over the top. Touch of potch there, I don't think dips in too far, but I don't want to take too much off. Yeah, this would be good for nice little stones. Cut that way. You can get a few slices out of it. Some nice little ring stones, earrings. Alright. Next victim. Do that one. Shuffle this up here. I might take some of this off. Look at that colour in there. It'll be brighter out in the sun as it was earlier. So it's that one with a bit of sand through there. We'll just take a bit of this off. We'll start with this side. Yeah, I'd love to freeform it. If it was mine, that's exactly what I'd be doing. So that's another thing. I've sort of got a fair bit to show, and it's this, that, and the other. If anyone would be interested in a live on that, just have a peek through. That's something I could work in sometime. There you go. Yeah, it's not exactly coming out the ground every day, this stuff. Or if it is, it's just disappearing very quickly, understandably. Take this bit of a layer back to about here somewhere. Hey, g'day, Steroxalot. Welcome to the chat. Vito came in, how are ya? Well, I can start seeing a bit of red. I'm going to stop and just go check this out for a sec. I can already see what's sort of happening. Here we go in the sun. Show up. It's probably a bit too bright out here now. Excuse me. Trying to see the screen at the same time. Just keep it in the sun. Yeah, you can see the reds there starting to come through, hinting underneath. If this is focusing at all. Anyway. A little bit more of the skin stuff to come off the top, not much. That colour bar underneath that sits on this red one shows that it's starting to come through it, walking its way across the stone as this stuff comes down a bit. Yes, definitely Andamuka. Yeah. You develop a taste for opal. Always lick your rocks. A lot of the sand that's coming out off the surface. There's still a bit of a skin to go, but starting to clean up. Yeah, bit of traffic going past. Might stop there for this one for the sec. It's I've got to leave for the cutter. What have we got here? I can't see the screen. There we go. No, I'm going to shut off the opal. Oh, this is a nightmare. I don't think I can do this outside. Can't see the screen. Zoom in a bit more, see what that does. So yeah, the colour's in there, starting to come through from under the skin. See that corner that was there, starting to travel up over to here. And it should be evident that there's a stone of that in there. Starting to dry up. Lick the stone. So that's all I'm sort of really needing to do here. And someone who wants to buy it will know what they're looking at and be able to understand that. Sorry about the movement here. Camera's doing it no justice. It's a bit better. See how that colour's coming over here now. Still got a slight bluish film skin over the top. But again, probably a double-sided. There's all that under there on this side. See if I can do this. Zoom in a little bit. Again, there's still a skin over the top of this. I'm going to leave that there, giving someone the opportunity for some reason who may want to slice it and get 2 stones or something, but I'd go double-sided. Yeah, I'll do a proper video of this again afterwards so we can get a better look into it. I'm going to have to figure a better camera out for live streams, I think. Ooh, watch your ears. Right, water's getting a bit dirty. So here we go. Let's play with some real colour. See how much we can get that to translate. Or more so. Oh, why is this doing it? I'll just get on with it. We'll go back out in the sun, I think. Oh, nice. Yeah, I wouldn't mind opal from other countries. I just haven't got there yet. Oh, look at that. It's breaking up for me. They're natural fracture breaks. Just the vibrations of this pull that apart. So these are the sorts of things that probably better go wrong now. Or someone buys the parcels, doesn't quite understand it, and then goes, oh, it's falling apart on me. No, that's just the skin, the outer sort of layers that can tend to happen as it meets the outside earth, where it transitions from the opal to everything else. It's good, it broke literally just above the surface of anything, if anything, just revealing more colour. So that's kind of lucky. But it has left a bit of a groove down there from where it came out. So we're doing another trip down to Mooka in about a week, and we should be back to live stream underground. I'm going to try and do a cutting session underground live. Try and actually pull something out of the wall and immediately cut it if we can. That'll be the second time I've done it. And I still haven't found anyone else who's underground mine live stream. Let alone opal. I see the colour too well there, the light's in the wrong angle. And we're getting through this creamy stuff and it's starting to brighten up with a nice bright green flash. Yeah, it's a bit of a setup, but we figured out and we got it sussed. It's takes a bit to set up, but we can get signal under there, not a problem. Yeah, the green's coming up a lot more now. G'day Joseph, how are you, mate? Hope you and your wife are well. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'll be doing with my dad soon, sticking him on a bucket to keep him mining. Starting to hold him upright. I don't think I'll take this off. Let that break up naturally with the vibration of the machine. Bits and pieces coming off it. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I get why we can't, but that would be cool. Putting photos up in chat. I'll leave that one there. Go out and have a look. See if I can get a position where I can see, but I haven't got the screen in. There we go. I just need some water, sorry. My bad. Oh shit, camera fell down. Excuse my language. Zoom in a bit. Yeah. It'll look better under the normal camera where you can see it. It's just signing up green, but again, gotta love digital cameras. And why the phone is choosing the one it's using and representing like it is. But yeah. So that colour goes down a bit further. It's close to that red bar. Take that last bit of skin off, and that'll pop. So that colour on colour type effect, as they say. Let's go for a quick walk back in here. Look at the top of that bottle. There's a big stone to be had in that. Oh, done. I gotta watch what I say. There's been a lot of times I've gone to say things or type things in a certain way, and I'm like, no, I'm not talking about another word for going somewhere or anything to do with back anything. So here's the real specimen of the day where it's actually been broken, taking all that green off down to the red where you can really see truly what that material is going to do. There we go. I didn't want to take that last bit of skin off, so we're basically looking at just this section under my thumb now. That's why we're seeing just that green flash on the other stuff. I'm not going to take that down. That's for the cutter to have fun doing and see that come out. So this one I don't need to touch here. We're just going to take this bit of sand off. What it shows, it shows. And again, I'm just lucky enough to be playing around with this much of it. Oh, absolutely, Joseph, definitely. There's an ounce, well, we started out in 1.5 ounces. I weighed a couple of bits, and as usual, I dropped the ball. I didn't weigh the whole ounce, but I know I can trust what I was told. 1.5 ounces it was, and I'll just go, right, what damage have I done? 1 ounce? What? No. So I don't have to take this off there. I'm not even going to touch this anymore. I'll just tidy this bit up just to show it. It's not sand on the inside or anything. It's literally superficial, which is all we need to prove. For sure. One of the best smiles in the world you'd have with this stuff too. Yeah, I don't need to touch that anymore. Let's go for another walk. Again, I left the water inside. Oh dear. So yeah, that's just clean. I'll take it in and we'll have a look at it under that light again to see in the inside. It's very clean material. And when I say 500 a carat on this sort of a stone, I'm being ridiculously reserved. So yeah, that whole stone has that red bar running through it. Once that green down comes down far enough to stop blocking the reds underneath, she's going to be absolutely gorgeous. Wow. Even if you have to orientate the stone to get that, if it doesn't totally show that way, you get a couple of stones slightly orientated to get whatever, but I'm pretty sure that comes off, and like up the end here it's starting to show. That red bar runs through. Absolutely gorgeous. So that's the main piece is done. But up here, a few little bits and pieces as well. Shrink back down again. So these will get some really pretty much the similar stones out of pattern and all. And these will be your ring stones and earrings. The other one would just be some nice big pendant, maybe a big ring stone. Use these ones for earrings and bracelet. So, what we got in here? Let's see what I can play with. Might just clean this one up a little bit. I may end up just cleaning it up and cleaning it up and cleaning it up and cleaning it up, and oops, it's polished. See what happens. Yes, sorry, Andamuka Opal. You can pretty safely say on this channel, in my more recent videos, I'm more focused on Andamuka at the moment. There's always, I'll talk about it later, just to clarify a few things. But there's a bit of reason. I'm not shunning other fields or anything. I'll still cut QP, Lightning Ridge, Minibee. There's some absolutely gorgeous opal. It's not a dispute there. But when I started this, I actually didn't see too much opal, at least not on YouTube. There's a bit. Don Pulitz has done it quite a bit with the Matrix, which helped me out a lot when I came to accept Matrix into my life. But there wasn't much else. And so I'm like, well, bit of a niche market here. and it is where I'm mining anyway. And I can't say it was like, it's not devastating or anything, but it was like, oh, I started my channel and lo and behold, opal hunters come to town. Oh, I can stand in their shadow now. Yes, definitely next week, go mining. The gods have smiled so far and everything's lined up to be able to do it. Will be a more definite, hopeful event on Saturday, I'm pretty sure we'll get lined up. Just getting rid of all the fractured and chip marks, just to give it a smooth finish over the top, and we'll see what it looks like. Go from there. Yeah, same here, PK. I was one of these that I knew about opal. What I knew about matrix, you believe what you heard, and off you go, ignoring it because everyone rubbished it as valueless. All the stories from back in the day when it was not really recognised as valuable, understood, but times they are changing, and so I did too, and I'm glad I did. Absolutely. Got some stunning specimens and pieces to work with, and when you can't afford good material like this, having a matrix with some gorgeous colour and affordable price, and it is opal, then it's like, wow, it's pretty cool. Especially like a lot of us, when and I hate to use the word, but we use the word addicted to opal. And by addicted, I mean, yeah, I might have spent about, not all my money, but purchasing the amount of opal I bought in about just over a year is about 50,000. And that's not expensive by a lot of standards. It's quite small. G'day, Samantha. This is Danagasta. Awesome, yeah. I hope to get my site, which I don't advertise that much because I am so lazy when it comes to listing. I'm trying to get someone onto it, my son, to list and get some stuff out there, so that, yeah, I can plug my own website for a bit, but it does exist, opalmills.com.au, whatever. So, this is something I've noticed. I'm not sure if it's part of the markings of the opal. Just have a quick one. All right, so this does have, let's get a text pen. And it's only on the top of this one, but I'm seeing a outline. Just ping gonna work. Oh, come on, pen. Don't fail me now. Where is it gone? There we go. So around there. I don't know if you can see it. With this camera. There's just that. And it's only this top that's going to lift off of the rest of it, but that's got to come off. But I thought there was a crack running through it, but thank God it's just that piece. Oops. Yeah, I am totally hooked on Opal for that very reason. So it got me thinking, and it's like the more you think about this stuff, the more you like it. So it depends what you research, find out. And to me, in this, you know, the case of everything, everything happens for a reason. You know, geologically, astronomically, you know, evolutionary, whatever you believe in. But nonetheless, the process by how we got here. So how did this get here, sort of thing. So whatever it is, SiO2 NH2O, it did its formation underground in the darkness. It's an inanimate object with no function to think, evolve, or a reason it should have said, hey, I should display myself like this so man comes, gets me, and I get to walk the earth on kings and so forth. It was never a thinking being, and yet it was formed in pure darkness, and its total worth to us technically is the visual aesthetic appeal for it. And that was hidden in the ground with no, except for erosion maybe and weathering, there was no reason for it to see the light of day from where it formed. And who knows in the history of the earth how many times you know, this stuff has actually been formed on continents that got subducted and are gone already. Like, never saw the light of day or the history that ever existed. But this stuff does. We found it in our time, and what a time to be alive, really. To have all the access to something so beautiful, to be honest. It's just, yeah. That's one aspect that I really love Opal for. It's just, it was never, yeah, it was never something we're supposed to come across and then do what we've done with it. It's not even totally vanity or anything like, you know, that can what leads to with jewelry and that. So I want to look pretty, I'll put some pretty stuff on. But this was pretty, regardless if it's in jewelry or not. So that's one fascination for me. Shut up, Phil. Keep cutting. Yes. Unfortunately, I have to hand it back. But we get to play around with it while we've got it. So I'm just going to take this bit off. We'll see it probably peel out in a minute when it gets thin enough to fleck. Irregularity is the only thing holding it in now. There it goes. I don't know if you saw that pop out. So that was the little piece I was talking about. So that's come out now. The rest of that, no cracks, no problems. Fingers crossed. Now I've said that so confidently. The rest of this is totally solid. So I'm just going to bring that face back to presentable. Sorry if I'm wobbling the camera too much. Yeah. It's got a thicker green end this end, but it's almost down to the red the rest of it. So a quick suss. So yeah, for those who have subscribed to me rambling on about building the channel, anyone who's not and was watching but can't chat, please subscribe, join in. It's a lot of fun, educational, if nothing else. Not everything may be to your interest, but we do all things Opal. And trying to build the channel. Here we go. I did some math. If I could average 200,000 views over all my videos per month, I could afford to give away one of these machines I cut on a Watkey wheel per month. So I'm thinking with a little wastage on this, might give it a quick cut, a little trim and a polish, get a really nice level out of it, and it'll just go back in with a parcel. But I have permission to tidy something up if I so thought to. We'll go and weigh this. Start getting a bit serious about the bits. Sorry about all the walking around and the dizziness. Try and hold this in the light so you don't get too dizzy. And if nothing else, I mess it up, we'll figure out what I own for it. What have we got here? Scales. We're still zoomed in, Phil. So I'd have to say it's got to be close to 4+ carats. So it'll be 5.5 carats. There we are. So 5.5 carats with a slight, oddly turned side here. But by the time I thin this or square that up with the rest of the base, let's see if I can show you. Let's get the pointer stick. So you can see here, it's flat and then it kicks up there, between there and there. So I'd have to bring that bit down, which is going to thin this edge, which is okay because we'll probably lose some of that to get into a bit of a nice oval shape in there somewhere. So let's just watch that process for a bit. I'll just be concentrating, figuring it out. Where are we? Just to get a bit of an idea, I do this. It's definitely not cheating, especially when it comes down to making things accurate. I mean, look at that. Looks, where do we go? We can get a 14 mil, 14 by 10, 14 by 11, something like that. We won't get the other size up, but yeah, it's a bit of a good template there to start with. And I'll see if I can tweak it a bit. Still oval, but into another wider oval, utilising more of the stone. See, we're missing, oops, missing the corner there. So maybe I'll slide that up a bit. So that gives you the idea of an oval and wastage when you sort of lay it out a bit. So now I'm thinking, how do I widen it without changing too much? So if I widen it too much, I have to shrink it lengthways. As far as this can't kick out wider here because there is nothing there. So yeah, there's not really much I can do actually, except maybe if I was to say between there, somewhere there, and get an oval this way. look either. But I think we can safely say if I start just tidying up this corner here, the stone, as they say, will speak to you. Because once that disappears, you go, oh, that's too thin, that has to come in. So I think that first one's probably going to be the one I go with. Oh, there we go. Once this comes off. So bear with while I go set the machine up, get some water running. Clean the water in here. Yeah. Leave that there for a sec. I'm just going to get me water running. What on this? Yeah, so when it comes to things like ovals, if you're trying to sell your stones on the market, ovals are preferred. They're just, it's like you got diamonds have got their certain cut, opal's got its specific cut, so that'd be oval cabochon. So very traditional. And who am I to stand in the way of tradition? But every now and then when I've got opal, I'm like, you know what? Even if I keep it, I'm going to cut it how I want. So if I carve it, I carve it. If I freeform it, still got to cut it and freeform it in a pleasing way. Can't just be too randomly. Unless it's more for cleaning up the size of it for the specimen or something. I've got a couple of bits that are just like very odd shape, took a lot to carve. And that's also in the problem. Industry doesn't have time to sit around carving ones and twos, odd shapes, then figuring out how to set them. So, yeah, ovals are just a lot easier to deal with for a lot of people. So, yeah, I might just drag you over here. I've got everything set up. Water's running. And, yeah, I've got a lot more carvings to do. I've been cutting for a lot of people at the moment, and I haven't really had time to even bring half the stuff that I've said, oh, look what I went and bought. Oh, we're going to be cutting this soon. It's like, oh, God, where is it all? Phil, did you sell it? No, I've still got it. We just haven't had time to, where are we? Haven't had time to get my stuff done. Let's turn this water up a touch. So I have to adjust the water on this by the tap outside because these housing units, even on other models, they're not good for pressure, but we've got some ones coming that you should just be able to turn your mains on and it's not going to leak somewhere because the pressure's against it, but it's not turned fully on here, even if it is at the mains. So this is going to get a little bit loud. Watch your volume. I'm going to start with just bringing this, as I said, this kicked out side here to a bit more flat so we can get our stone with some power. I've done that twice now. So when I start taking that, that goes to more of a point, which means that's got to come in. So that works well with the shape we've chosen. That's pretty much, oops, all I'm gonna need. Oh, yeah, go down a bit more. There's a bit of the skin that's breaking up, so we'll get rid of that. I don't know if you'll be able to see that in the reflection. There's a reflection. This end here, there you go. See, it's still got to come up to flat. It's like there's another bit that wants to peel off. It's just still part of the skin, so that's going to have to come off. It's right there. There it goes. So now we've got that little divot to deal with. I'm going to leave that for the moment because as this comes in a bit, if it does, I can tidy the back up after we've got our side sorted a bit. So we get these points, start bringing it in, and then look for the biggest oval. So this 240 grit, by the way, anyone wondering. So what I've got to look at now is this bottom and where the edges aren't proper. And I've just got to watch that thickness and watch the equator and figure out that there's a line that runs around it that I will be able to, no, there might be another bit that's coming out in a minute. Yeah, go around the equator, look for an equatorial line that runs out, which would be my point from where I go up and then finish the bottom from, keeping that edge even all the way around. I'll take this in a bit more. Just worried about this chip here at the bottom where it comes out this side. If I take it in, that it still goes in, as you can see. And it has to be addressed and dealt with. You can't leave this sort of thing like that as a back and go, oh well, you can't see it from the front. No, it has to be dealt with. Just making this other oval I was originally saying about seeming the more viable because of that there. So I'll leave a link in the description of every video for anyone who's interested in my wheel anyway and wants to express any interest, and they'll get back to you. So I can see, yeah, that's actually thickening up there, so I can stop with that. Now I can start finding my oval shape in there. If I lean this into the machine, it's just going to keep grinding it. So I just move the part I want to take off past the wheel and don't lean into it. And except for it be chipping your stone, I could do this on like an 80 grit, or it would take longer on a 1200 or whatever. But it's still got to do with your hand control when you're cutting. So we're getting a pretty good shape. We can rub all this off now. It just gets confusing to look at. No, it won't come off. Getting rid of some of the high points off the top, like up here. Just a bit of that in the bottom. I'm not happy about it. Alright, that's mostly gone. I can get the rest of that on the stick. We've still got a nice equator. So we might just go dot this and go from there, actually. So, come for a quick watch here. Don't get vertigo. One very clean stone. Go and confirm that in a minute under the light. Can't see what you guys are seeing here in the shade. Let's zoom in a bit. Yeah, that's enough of that, Phil. All right, anyway, over here, have to pull out the flame. Everyone's going to watch me burn myself live. Fun. So when I pick a dot stick, I've got roughly 3 sizes. Where are we? 3 sizes from 3mm up to 10mm. So I just look at the stone and go, well, yeah, that's plenty. It's probably small. I want the stone with as much stability as possible. As long as you can see the stone out each side on its narrowest portion, you know full well that when you put it on, it will be side sticking out so it doesn't interfere with the stick while you're cutting. So we're using this one. So that'd be crazy overkill. I'm just gonna grab a drink quickly. Read this chat. What have I missed out on? Imagine being one of those operators. Yeah, that'd be the #1 business for psychiatrists these days. Yeah. So yeah, I'll quickly grab this light. Come on. Just gonna look in. There's a bit of a split fracture. I don't know if you're going to be able to pick that up. Right, yeah, there, right in the center. That's pretty much the surface still, so that should come out. It doesn't go all the way through. And then, of course, we got that bit in the bottom come out, but yeah, quite clean stone, pretty much. Some of that's my texture marks on there. So, got my little tub of water so I don't burn my fingers. I've got methylated spirits in here. Oh, you can't see. So, flames on. Always remember with these things, because they're so hard to see, that your flames on. I've kind of leant over them probably too many times, more times than I should, not realizing, getting distracted, which is not good. Not sure if you can be able to see it. A bit of a blister on the side of my thumb here there. That's where a bit of wax just wanted to land the other day. That was fun. Straight into some water. So I always wave my stones above, you know. I don't recommend you do this at home. Use tongs, tweezers, whatever. If I'm not burning my fingers, I'm not burning the stone. So you want it pretty central. So as you turn your stick, it's quite central. As much sticking out each side as possible, equally. Get that bit of water. Don't lead over the flame. Cap back on. Make sure that's out. So there we go. 1 dot opal. So we'll go over, see what we can do. So first thing is reshaping it into a proper shape. Might be a bit wider this end than this end, so we'll get everything as proportional as we can, which it definitely is. So what I'm doing is I've got my stick long enough that I'm just resting it straight down there. And as long as that stands straight up and down, which you can distance it parallel with the wheel, and then you sort of lift it up, because as you turn it around here, it's got to come away to keep it parallel, the stick. And I just move like that. And that's how I get it pretty, well, that's how I try and keep myself square whilst cutting round things. So, I don't want to come down past that red bar. You probably can't see it here, the red bar in the middle. So where the lowest point is, I'm just going to basically blend everything to that, so it's green over the red. the light on. I can't put a light. I've got the light on here. I can see what's going on. Trying to get my point up in the center, so it's dome central. It's just right down there, and I've got to keep the rest of it down there too. Watch this bit where it kicks up. Yep, I think that's ready for the next grit. That's killer. Oh, I wish the camera would show you. I can't wait to show you this after. Get the camera work a bit better. Lighting, I should say. But yeah, wow. That's gorgeous. So I just quickly, oops, gonna get you all dizzy. Block the camera so I don't turn that off. Come back over here. Let's see if I can get a better shot of it. I'm just gonna go straight onto the resin bonded pads from here. And that's on 240 on the hard wheel. I'm not going to roll it to get the dome perfect. It's got like what we call facet marks, which is the flatness of the wheel. Whatever wheel you're using, you get it. But that's why it helps with the soft resin bonded pads to get that rolling action. Which way am I doing it? Oh, there we go. Rolling action on against the wheel to get that nice dome as you turn it. It keeps it bringing it up into the center. Oh, shut up and show them, Phil. We'll just go do it. Hang on. Starting off on the 280 grit, resin bonded, which is soft, so you can sort of bit of squish. And I mean, same machine, one wheel, change over. It's not hard. It's just a lot of turning machine on and off. Ooh. So we'll start just going around the sides quickly. You don't want to do too much because it's 280. From 240 to 280, it's still taking it off. It's just to start getting that softness to that, away from the hardness of the wheel, and we go straight to 600 from there. A very light pressure here. As I'm turning it like this, I'm actually up close, sort of, I can see, but that corner where this flat side comes up and the dome starts, I'm making sure I'm running on the same marks and movements I did when I cut it. That way everything comes in the same, because what you've cut has to shrink down a fraction to get it to the polish. So you just got to make sure you're retaining that shape sort of throughout. That's all I really want to do on that one, to be honest. You see it's giving it that softness. Should have shown you dry before. It's taking all the hard roughness out of the hard wheel, because this is quite smooth, but it's 280. Instead of granulated like this hard wheel's got chunks of diamond grits there that don't wear away to a smoothness like the resin that fills in the gaps between. It's still the grit it is. If that makes sense. Come on. Same again, it's a little more forgiving with the 600. So still don't press too hard. It just takes a bit longer to get the same amount done, but there's no rush. So we're not losing our oval shape or anything. Sorry, I can't read the comments either at the moment. I keep forgetting I'm just sitting here chatting to you guys. But I will sit down after I've done this and have a bit of a chat. And you notice I start like that, and then I end up bringing it to the angle like this as I keep rotating it. But that still leaves sort of a soft pad facet, which you can sort of see under magnification. So it'll be the next one I start doing a bit more of the rocking motion, which you'll see, which is how you also help keep your stone central. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. So these go up to 3,000 grit, but I've just not worried about going all the way to 3,000. I'll stop here at 1,200. That brown one was 600, so this is 1,200, and I can just go to polish on cerium from there, because cerium's, you can consider cerium, well, the cerium I get, which is cerium, it's consider it 2,000 grit. Even though it breaks down and you use it, it's got nothing to do with its abrasiveness as much as there's a bit of a chemical reaction that happens to do with the cerium, water, and the silica that meets it, and it does this little exchange thing that just helps smooth the stone out without just abrasive. So you got the mechanical and the chemical action. Now this one's very forgiving, so You don't want to leave it sitting in one spot too long. But it's going to take a little bit more to get what I want done. So we'll spend a little bit more time on this wheel. And I'm not taking my skin away, but I leave my finger hard up against this. Not hard up against, but into it. And that's just like, gives me a guide. And this isn't going to hurt my knuckles at all. This never takes my finger back to any, starts the bleeding or anything. I wouldn't do it on the hard wheel. Now I've done that, here comes the rocking. So what we do, start with the stone like that. We don't want to push it in because we don't need a flat spot this. We want to start, well, after where the dome starts, so you don't rock it all the way back just straight up. But we start about here and it's just rock it forward to the center, maybe just past and back. Turn it slightly. And it's the stick you've got to pay attention to. Keep that going in the same movement, regardless of, and just keep turning it in intervals as you go. So it's to a 1200. It's always worth spending a bit of time to make sure that definitely get all your grip marks out from before. See a little bit around this side. Just a little line right in there in that little reflection spot. It's got a little dull streak runs through it. It's shiny like the rest of it. Right there. Just going away a bit more. I might have missed it on the pad before or something. There's no point doing anything until that's gone. But if I keep rubbing that one spot, it'll put the shape out of whack. So what comes off one side comes off everywhere at this stage. Yeah, it's a bit more tolerable. Yeah. Let's have a look at this. I'll dry it off. Zoom in for a sec. Oh, come on, focus. So, back in 2006 or something, Shelley's Lapidary was selling these things. So I bought me one. It's awesome. It's a Gem Master. Back when Shelley's Lapidary in Adelaide owned them. Yeah, we can see that. So, we tub of cerium oxide here. I don't pull the oxide back out of the water down here and put it on the wheel. I mean, I dip it in the top and get the water wet, wheel wet, but I just take fresh cerium all the time, and whatever is needed, just keep getting it, putting on as I need it. So, pull the power on that. That there. Block your ears. It's a dry wheel, so we need to get it wet again, get the water absorbed in. Sorry about the lighting in this bit. So I'll show you. Get the cerium, wet the stone a bit, coat it, where are we? Coat it. From there, just dip my finger in the water, otherwise it all comes flying off. Just get it a bit wet. Turn the slurry. There we go. Now they go straight on the wheel without flying off too far. So the idea of repeating your steps over and over is, this wheel, say, is running straight up. Every time I put this stone to it, streak marks going from outside to inside are happening. And they're happening in a certain direction. If I start running the wheel that way against them, they start cutting across them. And that's okay, but to achieve a really nice polish, you keep all your strokes going in the same direction repeatedly, from wheel to polish, and that will actually help with luster, from what I understand, giving it that really French polished look, if you will. Getting there. Always do it till I'm happy with it, and then just go that bit more, in case someone with better magnification than me looks at it. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that for now. Oh. Let's go have a look at this. You can kick the bucket. So yeah, this parcel of this, including this stone, if anyone wants to stop me at any time, mention in the messages you want to make an offer over 10,000, and what there is yours. Well, I'll put the offer forward, and if it's accepted. But till then, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing until I have to hand it back, or they ring me and say, "What have you done?" Oh no, what have I done? Am I just noticing there? Oh, it looks like a little... Oh no, it is. I'm going to have to go deeper with this. We're going back to the wheel. I've got to now take that out. It's still there. You can see that line. So I'm going to go take this off and go put it under the light, and we'll have another look. Oh, you know, it just went south. No. I'm pretty sure we can get that out. Bugger, bugger, bum, poop. Yeah, that was the one I noticed, and I think I just got the last bit of it out. We got a bit of wiggle room. But gosh, anyway, that's the results of this material and what it can do. So I may not get this bit done actually this live. I might end this and get it in correct, pay attention that I probably should be doing, and I'm not. Trying to get this done on live, but you'll see this stone again. We'll just go back and have a look at the rest of it for a bit, and then I'll have a bit of a chat and let you get about your day. That's depressing. Yeah, it's just the last little bit there. I'm pretty sure it's just a little slither goes in on the angle, so if it's going on the angle, it's not gone all the way through, it's shallow. But that has to come out. So anyway, oh dear. Can you switch that off? What we're gonna do, that's my one, I just want less light. How did you not see that? Alright, so bit of heat, we'll take it off the stick. It's just more challenging. It's not the end of the world. So I'm just gently taking this off the stick. Come on, there we go. So we've still got plenty to play with. And I never saw that come out the bottom, so I'm really sure it didn't. This flame off. Yeah, it's definitely in the surface. It's going to bring that dome down a bit. So this will be a little bit flatter by the time it's done. Oh dear. Anyway, that's life. Don't count your chickens. But still highlights what the material is like anyway. Let's see what she weighs. What have we done so far and what am I going to lose? Oh, it's well over 2.5 carats, so that's good. Even if it comes down to just 2.5 or even 2, that'll still be a $1,000 stone once finished. So yeah, well, that happened. But the rest of this excuse me, has some really true potential, and I'll go over it again on another proper video, better lighting than this, so we can see that there's any other issues with this that may arise. Oops. There we go. Trying to get light on it for you, sorry. Juicy colour. So the first one I did, it's got that same face. Little touch of pot still in there. I didn't want to go carving into it. Let someone who wants to cut it do that. It's still got that red bar underneath it, well and truly. So there's wiggle room there. Or it could be cut sideways. Or it could be carved. I would, for a piece like that. But anyway. Absolutely stunning material. So I'm going to go and have a look at this screen and have a look at you guys and have a chat. So how are we going to do this? Move that. Move that. Place this way. Oh, there we go. I'll have a look at the chat and everyone's abusing me. I'll do it now, but it's actually quite hot out here. I need to go cool down for a bit and I don't want to leave you guys sitting. I've had you here since 11:30, so it's been, geez, 2.5 hours. Yeah, no, I look at it and look, if that crack went all the way through, it's as easy. I'll try and show you this while we're here. Oh, it feels giving away all the trade secrets. Now, if you don't know quite how to do it, you might not actually do it right. Where are we? Oh, they're up here. Where did I put them? Where did I put them? They're here somewhere. There we go. Check these things out, just for those who didn't know. This is how we get away with not wasting material, if we can, best we can. That's 0.2 millimeter blade. Wafer thin. It'll take out maybe up to 0.3 mil by the time it's chewed through and left the 0.3 mil gap with a 0.2 mil blade. Depends how much sideways action you get. There's that thin. I've got to be careful putting them on the saw because they easily put out of shape. Very fragile. But yeah, these are just little budget saws from Gem Cuts. So yeah, they're brilliant. Sachi, S-A-C-H-I. So anyway, that's how we get away with it. And if that crack did go too bad, that'd become too, if I could, matching pear shape because of where the crack's positioned. I just slice straight through that crack since the crack is very thin, it's not like you have to do too much either side, so thinnest blade you can, and that's what I would be doing. So yeah. So I just lean down and look at the screen here. Good morning, Rosie. No worries, Frank. Cheers for being here. Sorry to keep you up. Yeah. No, look. Yeah, they've no guarantees. You can find the best looking parcel, and any amount of things can go wrong. It's the first thing you do as a miner is you're going to see the opal in the ground and go pretty excited about it. Once you check it out and pick on it and go, oh, it's got this and that and the other wrong with it. Sometimes it's beautiful color from the side, and you turn it to the top and say it's nice. Cheers, Joseph. It's nice green through the top side flash, and then you look on the top and it's just purple. It's like, where'd the green go? I can't even get the roll to happen to get it to transition from green into purple. It's not purple on green. It's literally one side's green, the other side's purple. And unfortunately, the facing side was purple. But that stuff's good for the side flash if you got inlay, sort of thing. So yeah, there's plenty you can do with it. It's just not always ideal to be able to cut big stones facing the way they sit, sort of thing. But yeah, no, it's probably in the 20s, close to 30 today, I think, here too. Resort dog, how are you, mate? Yeah, no, so when you're cutting opal, you've got to go for what you can, but don't forget what you know. The hardest thing I've done, point in case, probably can't see too much of it. It's a real black opal, and under the right light, let's see if I can do this. There's some nice greens and purples in it anyway. But when I cut that, I cut it sort of upside down, I think. I've decided now. So I want to cut that face underneath, turn upside down, if not double-sided. So even once you're all said and done and once upon a time happy, things change. You all of a sudden see something you didn't know before, and it's like, oh, I have to get back to that. The hard part comes when it's a case of, I've just cut and polished, like this one. You know, you've just gone through, that's polish stage. I just finished the back off and we're done. If that crack wasn't there, but now it is, it's just more work. But that's on me for not noticing it to start with, really. That's not the stone's fault or anything. It was already there, I didn't do it. It's not like it just happened and I'm like, oh, what have I done? I just didn't know, well, I noticed it, but I didn't notice I hadn't got it all out. So anyway, that's what you get for trying to show off. Which is better, an incused opal in hand or two opals in a pear tree? How'd they get in the pear tree? That's the interesting part. Yeah, I won't be cutting the rest. This is actually up for sale. So yeah, offers around 10 and up were welcome. I think it could be sold for less than 10 already if that's the way it's going to go. And they're not putting it for sale, they're just trying to get this to show what it can in the hand as is now. And so, yeah, things like this are less of a risk for the person who cuts it. So it's more of a sure thing with this parcel, or it could be readjusted in price, whatever needs happening. That's what I was told. It's whatever outcome is the outcome. There's nothing that can be done about that. So it's not on me that, you know, unless I drop it and break it, I've bought it. But other than that, we're all good. So, yeah. So, excuse me. I mentioned I've got a bunch of stuff I could fill up a video showing in a live stream, but since my camera doesn't do too well doing live streams, I might just do a video. No, I might just find a better camera and do a live stream. Start at 11:30 my time. It's 1:48 now in the afternoon. But I've been cutting since I was 17, I learnt to cut. I didn't do it solid the whole time. I learnt it, did what I did, found other things in life as a kid does, and went around the country driving trucks and working here and there. And then figured out, that's right, I know how to cut opal. It's like, yeah, went back to doing it. Got sick of cutting stones and selling them, so trying to do something different and make it work for myself. But then, yeah, people got interested in what I'm doing, said, oh, put in a YouTube, that'll be interesting. So that's how even this channel got started. So depending on how you're asking that question, just over 2 years doing it this, or since I was 17, or since 11:30 this morning, if you mean the live stream. Snow, oh, I'd love to see snow here. I mean, I don't think it'd be the greatest thing overall because we're not set up here to cope with the snowfall. Yeah. Opals, yeah, so, yes, that started in 90, pretty sure it was either 92 or 93. I want to say 93 to be on the safe side. 1993. If I said I was 17. Born in 1975. That'd be 92. There you go. I've lost track of time. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's I would have been kicking along with the videos. The person I just cut those last stones for and one I put out last night, I actually got a set, a couple of his stones, one in a ring, one in a pendant. That'll be a gold and silver ring and a gold pendant. And then I've got some more to do. I've got a couple of my dad's stones I'm going to set for him. And slowly, in gold, and slowly working up to getting more stuff ready for stock in my shop. Or my, website shop. So I'll whack that in the link here. It's pretty poorly stocked, and I just sold some stuff the other day, which I might have to go through the inventory and go, that's not for sale anymore. There's a couple of things were sold out of there, but yeah. I think I'm just gonna have to invest in another camera. Like I say, 200,000 views per month over all my videos, and that'd bring in enough revenue to do a whole lot of things. And I mean, it sounds like a lot of views, and I probably don't deserve them all, but if I got them, that's what I'd be able to do. Give away a machine a month, like the one I was just cutting opal on. So yeah. Anyone who's not subscribed and watching this, you wouldn't be in the chat because it's subscriber only. But yeah, there's quite a lot of things happening, from mining, buying parcels. Everyone here knows this already, but just for those watching this later, yeah, buying parcels, mining in Andamuka, cutting and carving opal, treating Andamuka matrix, making doublets, triplets, inlay. Well, not triplets so much. I got the lenses, but I haven't been doing them. And gold and silversmithing, setting the opals in jewellery. So there we go. There's the plug. As I said, I don't say this often. I just wanted everyone that was interested to subscribe of their own accord. That way this group is controlled in that way. I didn't have to filter through people, but everyone's welcome to watch it and subscribe and that. But yeah, I just thought for chat purposes and that, and slightly low confidence. I wish I had the confidence to do this sort of thing as a presentation you had to do at school. I'd get up there and I'd be like, can I get sit down now? Couldn't do it. So anyway, and now I'm doing this. Because you're not in front of me, that's easy. I'm just looking at myself in a camera. I feel. Yeah, no, it'd be good. And of course, you know, I don't want to carry on like, oh, the bigger budget we get, the more we can do. But it's like, hey, let's get a drilling rig. Let's get an excavator. Let's go churn up some ground. All live. I think the Blacklighters crew up in Kupiti are going to try and do a bit of a they're live streaming what they do. That's not always on the show due to editing and time constraint. So they do a lot more stuff that's not always seen and caught on the camera for the show. So thanks, Rosie. Yeah, no, I'm not a teacher, except I guess I taught myself. Now, I don't want to take credit for that because what kind of idiot would I be? I've learned from a multitude of people. I didn't really sit down in front of any one person. And a lot of it's like, well, I had to seek it out. So even if it was like a YouTube, you know, the person's not sitting there like this talking to me, answering my questions, I had to filter through until you heard enough of them and go, oh, righto, enough people have said that, that must be how that part's done. And I don't know how much opalholics are in here, but literally for the last close to 10 years, I just been full on right into getting stuck into it. I've been, you know, working and doing other stuff, but it's been probably the last 3 years since I started this channel that it's really kicking off, and I'm probably getting to do some stuff that I wouldn't have otherwise been able to do, or just wouldn't have gone and done, because I would have just done everything at my own pace, which I'm not in a hurry to do. Oh, awesome. Well, hopefully I didn't steer anyone wrong with cutting. Ovals are king. You want to make money, cut ovals. Don't let me ever say anything bad about it or anything. I'm just ever talking on my opinion on stuff like that and that, so I don't want to have people coming up with free forms and carvings and going, why aren't I selling them? It'll take the right person. You probably will sell it eventually, but yeah. So in my claim, I'm still at a standstill. The last thing we found were colouring painted ladies and a lot of pots with no colour. It's now dry enough to get back down there, but I'm not going to push a barrow anymore. I need to get a skid steer or something. Seriously, I'm not going to walk a bucket of dirt any further. And to get seriously into the claim and do it, I need to get a skid steer sorted. So I'm working on it still. We've sort of got the money to put together to look at it, but again, it's price range, and no one's just selling them every day at that price. And if they do, they're done pretty quick. Mind you, things are about to change this year. A lot of expansion in what I'm going to be getting up to up in Andamuka. Oh, damn near forgot. Can you guys hang on 1 second? I've got to show you something. Well, that's a live stream. That's poor organisation. I don't even think I can edit that out for later. So I've got a bit of a correction to make and a bit of something to show yous again. So you would probably, if you watch this channel, remember me cutting these, and I went on about it as natural black quartz opal. So the significance of that, if I can shine this in my eyes while I reverse show this to the camera. This does actually have, oh, let's go outside. Just hang on a sec. For those who haven't seen this one, you can probably go back a couple of videos and see it. It's got a bit of player colour in it. If we can get it to, there we go, right angle. There's the camera, there you go. The camera's not showing much. You get a better shot of this in the actual video. I cut it in. So I found a bit of this. And I'm like, oh, cool. I've seen this stuff before. I was a little bit unsure, so I asked around to a lot of people. Everyone had a stab in the dark and a guess, and I'm pretty sure. So I went with the consensus. Oh, all right, black quartz opal. Let's go with that. So I've got to watch what I say here, because you're going to hear a lot more about this shortly. I'm trying to get organised and not spoil the surprise, but you've already seen this part. So I got pretty curious about, well, what is this? If I go to sell it or anything, I need to really know what it is. So that's when it comes down to, all right, who can tell me best? So I thought, oh, Adelaide Museum. So I went there and I emailed them first, and it took a month for them to get knocked back to me. So I got back to them and they tried to tell me to email again. I said, nah, try that, I'm coming in. Just tell me where I can walk to when I get there. I'm coming in. And they're like, oh, okay, righto. So I spoke a bit more on it and got in there, finally got through to someone that might be able to tell me something about something. Wasn't a geologist, but a zoologist. I won't name just in case. But, you know, knowledgeable enough and was running the section I had to go in and show to. So you can't just walk in and show them stuff. They're not interested, apparently. It's not, I can imagine the amount of time, oh, look at my shiny rock. What is it? Pyrite, pyrite, pyrite. Oh, a bit of gold, pyrite, pyrite, pyrite. They probably get annoyed with it and everyone will be bringing. So I think they're going to sort something out to get mineral stone identification sections sorted out for them so that people like me can go, hey, look at my pretty rock. But he finally, when I pulled it out, whacked my light on it and said, just take a look, will you? And then when I showed him what I showed him, which you'll see later one day, I got his attention enough for him to take a good look at it. And he sort of goes, all right. So I gave him some samples. I said, if you need to do whatever and you can keep the samples, you know, just let me know what I'm playing with. He looked under the microscope while I was there before I left, and he goes, oh, wow, it is pretty black. And I said, yeah, it's natural. I didn't do that. So I got a phone call that next afternoon. And, oh, no, that same afternoon. I'm like, wow, they got pretty quick. What's going on? So he goes, look, we've had a look at it. Showed it old mate, geologist, and we figured out what it is. So bear with this story. I've got to try and remember what I've just learned. So I learned things too. I'll spell it. It's O-O-L-I-T-I-C. Not Ulitic. That's the other opal. This is Ulitic. It's O-O, but it's pronounced U. Ulitic, opal. Let's break that down. Take the opal out, you've got Ulite. O-O-L-I-T-E. Ulite is made up of uids. O-O-I-D-S. A single uid, like a grain of sand, let's compare for, you know what grains of sand are and sandstone is. Lots of uids make up oolite, like lots of grains of sand make up sandstone. That's just that. A single uid apparently was like a bit of shell or something, broken down right into the, you know, fraction of a millimetre in the water, obviously, and that water's receded, disappeared, and it's weathered and rolled around and smoothed out. This is, if I'm remembering right, smoothed out, rounded. And so because they're so small, rounded, and sort of enough hardened or whatever, because of their size, they're structurally enough to have been tumbled to a nice little round granule, to which the sea came, or the water came back, filled the area again, and because of the water being warm or whatever, it dissolved a lot of calcites into the water. So it's very calcite rich. Now these little tiny seeds of what once were shell or whatever, apparently a little chemical reaction takes place, and the calcite deposits onto the little granules, as if the granule's a seed, like a pearl with a granule of sand in there. The pearl builds up layer on layer. So this calcite bonds to it, forms a layer, then another layer, then another layer, and slowly they get bigger and bigger. Between 0.25 and 2 millimeters, it's called an uid. Any bigger than that, it's, I didn't find out the name, but it's P-I-S-O-L something, so bonded together it's pisolite. I don't know what the individual, oh, pisolites, yeah, there you go, they're called pisolites. So any bigger than 2 mils pisolite. So this is under 2 mil and therefore eulite. And so when all these little eulites had formed, then the seas retreated, whatever, maybe the water table was there, I don't know. But nonetheless, like anything else, sedimentary, compact, into a rock form, now you've got eulite. Apparently, US and other places, from what I read, you can get like lake beds and stuff like that. It's just like compacted that stuff. And I think they built some of the Pentagon out of it, from what I read, as it's a building material, the eulite. So over here in South Australia, this is eulite from wherever it's come from, ancient inland sea, so not surprising. Some of it's collected there. Where it settled out, solidified, and did whatever it did with the moving around of ice ages and stuff, but it's somehow one of, and it's not the only one, there are a few others, but this one's going to be quite special. It's found itself on the, you know, buried in the level in where, as opals percolated up in the ground and flowed into where it flows, it was in the path of, and therefore filled with, opal. So this is opalized eulite, or ulitic opal. So there we go, something new, it's not black quartz. It is natural. Now, if anyone wants to Google, it's just look for OOLITIC, Opal, GIA, as in Geological Institute of Australia. They've certified one so far that's known of as what they know of as the largest piece at 1.43 kilo. It is not black, but in it you can see little brown circle spots in it, and these are the uids in the eulite. And that one isn't all eulite because there's sporadic through it. It's filled in with silica and opal and other stuff as well. So why this is totally black, well, there'll be more information on this stuff anyway. So there you go. That's the first you guys are going to hear. If anyone's heard or seen, probably black eulite, opalized, and bothered to know what it is, whether someone's seen it before or not and just assumed it was black quartz. So just learned something else. And again, I'm just sitting here and listening to the people that say the things they say, then repeating it back. I might be passing on bad information, or I might be teaching. It's you decide. So yeah, that's it's pretty cool, and I can't wait to show you why it's even cooler. Give me a few weeks to put a presentation together for you guys and the world. We're hitting some world first here. First live stream underground mining. First being able to come up with this, and then yeah, you'll see what the rest is. Yeah, probably private. We'll see. These pieces not parting with. It's I've just, you know, you look at it long enough, how can you part with it? It's like adopting kids. No, I'm joking. What time you spend them? No. So yeah, hopefully more people become aware of what this is and just not ignore it in future, and actually go, wow, that's geologically something. It's not. Probably shouldn't say it, but I did get told, you don't go to a museum and ask them price. They're not going to tell you. That's not what they do. But when I was told on the phone, this has no gem value, and in the same breath, but if you like donate it when you've finished mucking around with it and can't find anything to do with it, we'll take it. I'm like, yeah, gem value is not the only value, and since gemstones, by the classification, diamonds, pearls, opal, but not opal eulite or eulite opal, it's not classed as a gemstone, so therefore it can't have a gem value. So very tricky wording, I thought, or maybe he didn't realise it, and I don't know, but yeah, anyway, we won't be going with no value, put it that way. Donate it. So, did figure out the minimum price of what's going to happen. I had thought, if I was going to donate it, I want a price. This is something that, you know, I'm not going to find again. So, yeah, I don't know how to get people to, you know, chuck in $100 till we get the amount, and then everyone's name goes on. I donated part of this stuff. Anyway, I don't want to say too much. But anyway, well, something's going to happen with it, and you'll all find out. And it's the only place you're going to find out about it's here, or hearsay afterwards. Yes, no, it would be. It'd be very nice material. It's what we call sun flash as far as the colour goes, which is why it's just black like this, and it's very hard to get the colour to show up. But yeah, when I found it the night when we were black lighting, it's like a black light hit it and the purple showed up, and I'm like, well, that doesn't look right. I'm like, oh, purple light, of course it's going to reflect purple. Oh, it's purple. Got all excited. So anyway, update, not black quartz opal or natural black quartz opal. It's natural black, but eulite opal. So yeah, if you get a chance, go on the GIA afterwards and Google eulite opal, and you'll probably come across the one they certified. From what I understand, I can't remember his first name, Mr. Shelley anyway, owned it. And it was a long time ago that it was found, over 40 years. So till then, till now. Anyway, there we go. Oh, look, don't worry. There's going to be... I'm not... shut up, Phil. Don't bite. You'll hear more about this. Don't panic. There'll be something happening. Yeah. yeah, no, I've hammed it up and drummed it up a bit now. Probably should leave you in suspense and get this going. But if anyone's got any other questions or anything while I'm here, GIA probably could appraise also, but they'd need to know when you come across, shit, excuse my French. I've got to choose my words carefully here. I don't know, it'd be a made up price. You have to have something to value it on to know what the value of it is. So when something precedents the value, it's got no value yet. It's what someone will be prepared to pay for, which is why marketing will come into this one. Yeah, no, I'll definitely try to get a live going with the a decent live stream camera. That way I can show you a bit of my collection and go, yeah, it's pretty cool. Yep, always leave them laughing, always leave them wanting more. But yeah. Yeah, always myself. I'm a bad actor, so you'd have seen through it already if I tried to act someone else. So yeah, anyway, I should let you go. We've just clocked on another hour or something, probably half hour. Telling that story, so I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, like I say, keep an eye out. Anyone that's not subscribed and aware of what's going on this channel, but you're going to see some world firsts here. So yeah, I'll get back to you all with the stone once I've recut it properly. I won't bother at the moment, but yeah, I'll get everything sorted and put a video out shortly with an update on, yeah, better footage of it anyway. There's very poor lighting in here. So yeah, I might leave this video here, as I say, and let you get on with your day. So I hope you enjoyed, and cheers. Where are we?